What a very warm applause. Lovely audience you are. Thank you very much. Kev got me thinking about food and sex and if they were all mixed up. Strip clubs would be very strange, wouldn't they? Yeah. Can you imagine going to a restaurant and the waiter being like, "Oh," and you're like, "Oh, that looks delicious. Can I have some of that?" Yeah. Oh, can I have a bit more? No, sir, you can't touch the food. That's disgusting. Get out of here. You'd leave hungrier than when you entered. That'd be terrible. Anyway, sometimes I follow the news and sometimes the news follows me. Do you know what I mean? Like, so with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, I really tried not to follow that, but it seemed everywhere I fucking went. And like most news these days, it quickly became a political polemic thing. You were either on one team or the other, right? So is anyone here on Team Johnny? Yeah. Couple of you, right? Does anyone give a shit? Team Amber gave a shit.
Yeah.
Like, literally, big steamy poo on his bed. That was incredible. What news that was. I think it was a nice distraction from Ukraine because nuclear winter is a bit grey and cold and depressing, but you know, that news was all hot and steamy, wasn't it? I'm sorry, that's terrible. It just depressed me because the way it was reported, as I say, it always becomes us versus them, winners and losers, and it was reported as a victory for men, or if you're on the other side, a defeat for women. And I was like, maybe they're just terrible people that don't deserve our attention or praise. They're like the worst poster children for the cause, I really think. And you know, I was watching the highlights of the court case, and it just suddenly occurred to me, why am I watching the highlight reel of a court case about domestic abuse? Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Seriously. Only in America, right, would they televise that. It was bizarre. You do have to give Johnny his due, though. He's one of the few men to win an argument with a woman. I'm kidding. Of course I'm a feminist, and besides, it's cheating anyway. Like, he had a female lawyer, it doesn't count. Also, choosing LA as the place to have the court case. Now, for those that aren't familiar with LA's judicial system, they're famous for such greatest hits as letting OJ get away with murder and letting Bill Cosby get away with multiple rapes. So he really did stack the deck in his favour. Shrewd man there. But no, as I say, I really am a feminist. Oh, I tried to be. But the problem is, every time a woman is willing to sleep with me, I lose a bit of respect for them. I mean, look at me. Like, what happened to women? I thought they had good judgment, right? Like, taste, woman's intuition. But believe it or not, like, yeah, occasionally I slip through a net. And I'll tell you something, if this whale slips through your net, that's a bad fucking net. That's eating dolphin with your tuna grade net. It's a terrible net, is what I'm trying to say here. So I would consider myself maybe part feminist now, right? Like, well, to be more precise, part of me is feminist. I will elaborate. This is gonna split the room. I'm aware of this, I'm okay with this. But I've come to the theory that my penis is a feminist. Yeah. Well, actually, the room's entirely united against me at this point. So let's plow on. Let me explain to you, hear me out, why I think my penis is a feminist. So, number one, my penis loves women. Woo! Stands up for them, in fact. She believes in more representation of women in movies. In fact, she prefers watching films only with women in. She doesn't want to see any men whatsoever. So I've started gendering my penis as a female. Just that's okay, right? We can do that. I'll explain why. I think, she's a feminist. She's more likely to be a female. She's short, fat, unattractive. You guys are tired of hearing about her? See, that's the world just not ready to listen to another feminist. I'm sorry. So, speaking of religions, I was in America recently. They are nuts for religion. Like, in a big way, they go hard. Like, I was not ready for it. In England, whether you're religious or not, it's kind of tame. Like the average Sunday hymn, all things bright and beautiful. Right? I think our religion died in the trenches of World War I, but in America, whoa, they go hard for that stuff. And everywhere you go, there's billboards. And imagine having a billboard advertising Jesus. But they have that. They have got billboards, Jesus and casinos, gods and casinos. And if you think about it, like, religion kind of is the ultimate gamble. You know, because you're spending your life hoping to win a big jackpot at the end of it, right? And there's literally a thing called Pascal's wager, where there was this mathematician that said, you should probably believe in God because of the chance, the risk-reward ratio of getting heaven at the end. It's worth pretending you do. But by that logic, you should probably spread your bets. Right? You should be like, Our Father who art in heaven, Havanagila, Abayana, Bhagavado, Arato, Sama, Sambuddhasat, Amen. I feel better. There's hope for me yet. I may well go to heaven or the other place, or most likely the other place, sadly. So, it is odd though, because in America they're so passionate, and it's kind of weird, because if you don't believe in God, then these people are getting really excited about their imaginary friend, right? Which is cute, but at a certain age it gets embarrassing. But what's even weirder is when you meet an angry, passionate atheist, and you're like, dude, the only thing weirder than having an imaginary friend is having an imaginary enemy. What? Bless them. So, I think it just odds me, because Americans have this uniquely passionate sensibility about everything, and when they get angry it's the oddest, because they're the most privileged, richest nation on earth. And it's where the term Karen comes from, right? These people with entitlement, they're literally fuming at the most minor of inconveniences. And some of them are like, angry that they've just found out God isn't real. And you're like, yeah, it's like a 20-year-old being like, Santa's not real. And you're like, come on, bro. Of course Santa's real. He was designed by Coca-Cola in the 60s to sell more of their product during winter. They're like, come on. You know he's real. Do you know what's ridiculous though is believing that elves make the toys. Like, you don't have sweatshops in the Arctic, bro. It's too cold. They're made in China. There's not little pixies making your toys. It's Chinese children, obviously. Anyway, I started with Amber Heard. I'll end with Amber Heard. So there was an interesting moment, because it went so well. There was an interesting moment. At the end of the case, you know, they were packing the cameras up. Not many people caught this, but you catch on YouTube, someone got it on their phone, where Amber approaches Johnny Depp. For these purposes, you'll be my Johnny, okay? Yay. Good. And she approaches Johnny. He's sat there looking, content but exhausted. And she says, Johnny, look at me. And she's like, he won't look, he's looking down. She's like, Johnny, please, I just need to say one more thing to you. He's like, no, he's looking down. And then he looks at his lawyer. She shakes his head like that. She goes, Johnny, please, just hear me out. Do you have anything more to say to me? And he looks up there and he says, no, Amber, I have nothing more to say. And she goes, just tell me. Just tell me, Johnny, did you ever love me? Do you still love me? And finally he looks up and he looks her dead in the eyes. And he says, Chris Cook is available for children's parties and corporate events. Thank you very much, everyone. That's my time.
Hey, Chris, everyone!